Welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to be making a delicious pumpkin bread, and of course I've been waiting to get to this. This is the season where anything pumpkin for me, and we also got available on Bonita's Kitchen pumpkin pie and pumpkin muffins. And today we're going to be making this pumpkin bread from filling that we prepared from the sweet pumpkins. I'll share that link with you up at the top corner or down at the bottom of this video. So what we'll do now, I'll show you the filling. We'll get started on making our pumpkin bread. So what I got here in this plastic bag is my filling. So what I did when I did the pumpkins, cooked the pumpkins, I froze my filling into 1 cup packages, and 1 cup can do this bread, this pumpkin bread. It also can do the muffins. It can do your pumpkin pie. I'll share that link like I was saying. So make sure all of the juice is drained out of it. And now what we'll do, we'll start blending up our butter and brown sugar. So you're going to be putting in 1 cup of butter or margarine into a big bowl. And we're going to be putting in 3/4 of a cup of brown packed sugar. So you see it's nice and packed there. So what we're going to do now is start blending this together. If you got a KitchenAid or an iSpeed blender, you can do that with that machine, or you can just get yourself a wooden spoon and get mixing. So after you've mixed the sugar and butter together, we're going to get over here now to our pumpkin filling. I'm going to put it out into this bowl, and I just got the juice to the side. Right now I don't need it. I'm going to reach for 2 to 3 teaspoonfuls of pumpkin pie spice. You could use a mixture of cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, allspice, and that will equal to, and ginger of course, that would equal to the seasonings that's in the pumpkin spice, and that just mixed together to blend it in like this. So that's into 1 cup of pumpkin filling, homemade or store-bought. So what we're going to do now is get back over here to our butter and our brown sugar. We're going to be putting 2 eggs into that mixture, or into the butter and the brown sugar. I like to put it into a separate bowl first, and then I'm going to mix it together lightly and then pour into the bowl. Now we're going to pour in all of our pumpkin filling with the spices already mixed in with it. Good to the last drop, of course. And we're going to be putting in 1/4 cup of orange juice. So blend that all in together, and let's just mix this around until it's all combined. So then just mix that in like this. Don't over mix it until it's all combined, and it'll look something like that. We're going to be using 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. That's white flour. 1 teaspoonful of baking soda. 1.5 teaspoonfuls of baking powder. Get it all in there. And 1/2 teaspoonful of sea salt. And I'm going to just sift that on into our mixture. So just sift that on in like that until it's all combined. After you've sifted everything in, now you're just going to slowly fold everything in together and then mix it around until it's a nice soft batter. And it's going to look something like that. Now we're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of crushed walnuts into our mixture and fold those in. Okay, how simple is that, making your own pumpkin bread? And of course, this time of the year, when it comes to fall of the year, everything pumpkin for us. And I love making pumpkin dishes, and of course again, pumpkin pie, pumpkin muffins, we got those up there, and now this pumpkin bread. So what I'm going to do is grease a a 9x6 pan, loaf pan. Put a little bit of parchment paper into the bottom like this, and then we're going to put our batter in there. So what I'm going to do now is attempt to scrape all of this into my pan, and then I'm going to tell you how long you need to bake it for and on what temperature. That's all you need to do there. Just flatten this out like that. And it looks something like that. After you got your batter in there and it looks something like that, just pour over the top some more crushed walnuts or full walnuts, or you use the nuts of your choice if you like pecans or peanuts or whatnot. Okay, so now let's get this in the oven. So we're gonna bake our pumpkin bread on a 350 Fahrenheit preheated oven for 45 minutes to 1 hour. But check at the 45-minute mark, because maybe it could be baked for you depending on your oven. So what I'm going to do is put mine in there. I got one that's coming out, and I'll show you what it looks like. And of course, there is our pumpkin bread that's already ready. So I'm going to let this one cool for a few minutes, and then I'm going to take it out of the pan. I'm putting it on a cooling rack and just setting it there for about 5 or so minutes just to cool down a bit. After it's cool enough to hold, just pop it out like this and then flip it over. I'm going to flip it over onto my platter, and then I'm going to cut off a nice piece. So now that it's totally cold, now you can cut this one while it's hot as well, but I prefer to wait until it's cold, and then you can cut it then, and you're sure then that it's not going to break on you or crack. I'm just going to cut this nice piece here, put it to the side, and just look at this delicious pumpkin bread. I'm going to cut off a couple of more pieces, put it to the side. Cut off another piece here because of course I got Raymond there on the other side and he's just waiting. Just look how moist our pumpkin bread is, and just absolutely delicious. You can see even the spices in there. I'm going to put it here to the side and I'm going to have a little taste. I got one of these little appy face, they're called coffee heart, and it just makes little designs, and I got a couple of them there with love arts in it and you name it. I'm going to take the rest and just pour over the top of my pumpkin bread, and now I'm going to have a little taste. So this is how easy it is to make your own pumpkin bread. And if you don't have your own filling, as in making it with the sweet pumpkin, you can buy the store-bought canned filling and just scoop out a cup. I'm going to have a little taste now of my pumpkin bread with some tea. All of those spices, the texture of the pumpkin. I don't know if I'm going to share this one. I'm thinking Raymond might have to fight me for some of this one, that's for sure. It is so good. 2 thumbs up by Bonita's Kitchen. It's got a nice little bite. I still got my mouth full. Like I said, I can see sitting down and having this today, but I will share. I'll share with my mom and Aunt Claire. I think I'll give Raymond some too. But you've got to make this pumpkin bread, and good any time of the year. So if you got your filling already made and frozen in your freezer, take it out the night before, put it in your fridge, and then you'll have it for the next day to make your pumpkin bread. If you like this recipe and you want access to it, it's at the bottom of this video. And also the subscribe button is there if you haven't already done so. You can also visit us on our Facebook page. Send us a message on www.bonitaskitchen.com or send us a message on bonitakitchen@gmail.com. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. I know your time is precious and you got more things to do than watch Bonita's Kitchen, but we so appreciate you doing so. So from our kitchen to yours, Thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen.